My kids started their first real job a while back, and the night before we sat down and had a conversation. The one I wish someone had sat down and had with me at 22. I've managed people for 25 years. I've hired hundreds of them. I've watched careers launch fast, and I've watched careers quietly stall in year one. And a lot of what separates those two paths isn't talent. It isn't even hard work. It's five things, things that nobody puts in a training manual. So today, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told my kid. Here's what most people don't realize about their first year. You are being watched, but not in the way you think. Nobody is keeping a scorecard of your output. What people are doing is forming impressions, and those impressions calcify faster than you'd expect. By month three, your colleagues have a story about who you are. By month six, your manager has a mental file on you. And here's the uncomfortable truth, those impressions are being formed on evidence you didn't even realize you were producing. How you walk into a room, how you respond when something goes wrong, whether you follow through on the small stuff. So, year one isn't just your first year, it's the year that sets the baseline for everything that comes after. The first thing I told my kid, show up like you want to be there. I know that sounds obvious, but you would be amazed how many people don't do it. They show up distracted, half present, checking their phone, radiating, I'd rather be somewhere else. And the thing is, people feel that before they've seen a single piece of your work. They've already formed an impression of you based on your energy. In your first week, your manager cannot evaluate your work because they haven't seen enough of it yet. What they can evaluate is whether being around you feels like an asset or a drain. Show up curious, make eye contact, ask one good question at every meeting. Be the person who seems genuinely interested in being there. That reputation is worth more than you think. Second thing, your reputation is built in the moments when nobody's watching, or when you think nobody's watching. I've seen more careers quickly derailed by how someone behaved in an unguarded moment than by anything they did on a big project. The conversation in the break room where they complained about a coworker, the Slack messages they sent venting about a decision they disagreed with, the meeting they mentally checked out of because they didn't think it was important. Those moments add up. And here's what people don't understand about organizations, information travels. Your manager will learn about what you said in the break room. The message you sent will get forwarded. Assume everything is visible and act accordingly, not in a paranoid way, in a consistent way. Be the same person whether anyone is watching or not. That's what integrity looks like in a work context. Third, learn everyone's name faster than they expect you to. This sounds small, it isn't. Names are the most basic signal of respect. And the gap between how fast most new employees learn names and how fast they could learn them is enormous. Because most people are too focused on themselves in those early weeks to pay real attention to anyone else. So be intentional. Write names down after you meet someone. Make a mental note of something about them. And here's the part I specifically told my kid. Learn the name of the person who cleans the office, the person at the front desk, the person in the mailroom, because most of your colleagues won't bother. And the people who will notice and remember are exactly those people and their managers and their manager's manager. Fourth thing, ask more questions than you give answers. I know this goes against every instinct you have when you're new and you want to prove yourself. But here's what I observed over 25 years. The people who come in trying to demonstrate how much they know are annoying. The people who come in genuinely curious about how things work and why are invaluable. Curiosity is one of the most attractive qualities in a new employee because it means you're actually learning the job rather than just trying to perform the job. And the questions you ask tell your manager more about how you think than almost anything else. Ask about the why behind decisions. Ask what's been tried before. Ask what a great outcome looks like. That's not weakness, that's strategic listening, and it will serve you your entire career. And the fifth thing, This is the one that most people never do. Find one person who has been at the company for at least 5 years and buy them a coffee in your first month. Sit down with them and ask one question. What do you know now that you wish you'd known on your first day? That conversation is worth more than any onboarding document, any training session, any handbook they hand you, because that person knows where the bodies are. They know who the real decision makers are. They know which meetings matter and which ones are theater. They know the unwritten rules, the ones that will trip you up if you don't know them. Every organization has a shadow operating system. That person will show it to you. So these are the 5 things. Show up like you want to be there. Build your reputation in the invisible moments. Learn everyone's name. Stay curious longer than feels comfortable. And find the person who can show you the shadow operating system. None of these things are about being the smartest or working the hardest. They're about being the kind of person that people want to bet on. And in your first year, that is what it's all about. That's the entire game. If you found this useful, I post regularly for people who are building their careers and for leaders who want to get better at leading. And if you want to go deeper in any of this, I have a community where I do coaching every month. The link is in the description. I'll see you on the next one.